G'day everyone, welcome back to In My Shed. I'm BC for anyone that's new. I was of two minds of what to do today. I'm fairly well knackered, the last couple of months have been fairly full on. But I decided to continue on with repowering the number 2 Cincinnati 2 and cutter grinder. It'll be a long project, it'll probably take me a year before it's finished. This is the motor mount bracket of the linear belt top skiving machine. And today what I'll be doing is separating the spindle part of the bracket from the motor mount, and I'll be reusing that with the spindle once it's got new bearings and I find an internal job that I need to do. So power hacksaw that off and then we'll put it up on the shaper and level this area out a little bit. I will be mounting this vertically on top of the tool and cutter grinder using a bit of 150 by 150 by 12 angle, and that'll put the motor well up on top, a bit reminiscent of the later model number 2s that were Millicron made. And I've got the old belt guard, that'll be half the belt guard made and still be able to use the belt guard mount bolts. So I just have to chop the bottom end out to put a slightly bigger effort there. And I've got a spare Cincinnati wheel hub. I don't think these are fairly expensive, but that'll be perfect for mounting the drive pulley. Bit of Loctite when I do that up, and they're only held on by a small nut, so there's no problems there. All a little progress fairly well. I think I can just get this into the power hacksaw. I certainly hope so. I won't be doing it by hand, and I know that that'll fit in the shape of ice, no worries to machine it down. So enough talking from this old gas bag. I'll swing the camera around and from now on you'll see the machining jobs instead of my ugly old face. Okay, bye for now. Well, here we are in the dinosaur shop using another old machine that I like. Parkinson Australia made power hacksaw, and man, this thing can get some work done. It's making pretty easy work with this cast iron, so I don't think it's very hard cast iron. But well within the capacity of the machine. The machine gets up a little bit closer. Only half the speed of the bandsaw, blades last a hell of a long time, and you do a lot of very awkward work with them. Even used many years ago for cutouts and stamping dies, etc. A bit like the weld on a bandsaw. Take the blade off, put it through the parts and keep on cutting. That'll be about a 10-minute cut, I would say, which for a bit of 1/6 cast iron plus isn't too bad. Out again, very sturdy old machine. I think it cost me about $600 and it'll outlast me, that's for sure. Okay, I'll bring you back when I put it up on the shaper. Well, here we are at my mate the shaper. Just do a quick run over this. I don't like leaving roughly machined surfaces. Let's see if we can't get some noise out of it. Just feeding it across slowly. When shapers were first invented, this was called self-act. The machine feeds by itself. Just starting to take a little bit off now. This is a fairly soft cast iron. I'd say it's more probably an SG iron. We went through the power hacksaw very quickly, only about 3 or 4 minutes to make this cut. This is a fair bit faster than I expected. Yeah, now it's cleaning up a fair bit. And now we'll take it down just a couple of thousand, give it a second cut. Oh, I'm feeding the wrong way. That's a bit better. It's not cleaning up all the way, I'll bring it back again. Give it a little bit more. Okay, we'll try that. I think after this it'll be time for lunch. That's barely taking the whisker off. I'm feeling it's damaged. I'll turn the top and bring it back after lunch. Shapers have a lot of detractors and I don't know why. They're simple to use. And look at that, bit of porosity in the casting. Unusual for something out of Europe. But I'll zoom you in on that with just a single point roughing tool. The finish comes up quite good. I'm happy with that. It's a flat surface, it's easily generated. The tool is not expensive. You don't have problems with tramming it like you do with a fly cutter. Easy to use, and with that big double acting vise, it's just such an easy machine to set up. Okay, I'll throw the other piece of cast iron up and bring you in when I'm ready to cut that. I'll give you a bit more of an overall look at the machine. And here we are at the driver's side. Clutch lever sitting up right there, gear lever just behind it. Feed mechanism to the extreme right, that big knurled knob there, and in behind it is the sulfact arm. There's the actual ram up the top, and back down to where we're cutting. Okay, I'll move back in and zoom up a bit closer. Let's see what it does across this. 1/2 mil feed at first to see what it's like. Going nowhere fast there, we'll back it out and put a bit more on. And it's a little bit happening. I did touch off in the middle to start with, so I'd say the casting is a bit uneven this side. And it's one reason why I'm freshening it up, even though it has been machined before. I want to make sure that if I clamp it to the overhead bracket on the tool and cutter grinder, it's going to have a machined surface both sides. Yeah, it's very surprised to find porosity in a European-made machine casting. You can see it on the other side there. Just a bit of crap in the casting, but it's very unusual for something out of Germany. It's got a few little flaky bits in the surface there, so I would say this casting might have been a little bit harder than the other piece on the top. I suppose the other cutter wasn't doing much of the surface, was I? So after this one's finished, I might take another 1/2 mil off to get it a bit even. Okay, let's bring you back on the second part. I hope the focus is good enough. It's on auto. But just there you can see a bright part to the pattern, and that's where the cut was the shallowest, and you can see a bit of the skin off the cast iron. I'll bring the tool over now and take another millimetre to flatten all of that out, and then I'll have to reverse the tool holder to go up against the shoulder behind that plug there. So back again after that next cut. Okay, we'll dust off all the swarf on this side to see how it came up. I think the casting will be a bit more consistent now. Yeah, there's no shiny spot here. It machined reasonably well. It's just a shame that shapers are now become fashionable and everybody's got to have one in their workshop, including the big name boys like A-Bomb. Once upon a time you could get them quite cheap. And I'll be honest with you, I would much rather be using this old hurdy-gurdy than a cheap and nasty Asian milling machine that's got no damn rigidity, no accuracy. Table seems to wobble all over the place. Hate them with a big passion. If it's all you can get, well, that's all that you've got. But me, I prefer old iron like these machines. Now, I just can't move it across enough to do the end in the shaper. this casting is a little bit non-conforming on the ends there. So what I'll do is I'll put it up on top of the horizontal borer table next weekend just to take that edge off there and maybe drill a few holes. But that's all from this side today. If you could please go back and watch some of my earlier videos. I'm up nearly to the 1,000 subscribers, but lagging very much in watched hours. And out of the 127 videos now, there should be something back there that you'd be interested in. Okay, if you haven't already, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next weekend with some luck. Bye now.